Welcome back to the Human Nexus podcast. My name is Andrew Brazis. I am a marketing professional and private chef.
Welcome back. My name is Miss Laura Machiste. I am an online tarot reader, holistic massage therapist, and energy coach. And today we are talking about Leo season, the Lionsgate portal, basically all things Leo season and Leo. So
So,
for
which is
somebody that,
also,
what?
I was just gonna add also, it's my birthday in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yes, and Andrew's birthday
So,
on August 9th. Happy
yes.
early birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everybody drop in the comments if you are a Leo, when's your birthday, and wish
Yes.
Andrew a happy birthday. First, I want to give it an indication. Like, if you don't already know, which most of you do, I do have a Leo channel on YouTube where I read for Leos very often. And I do have a reason for that. I did have an all signs channel at first, and the Leos just surpassed all of my viewers. So I actually got a couple requests from my Leo clients that I would do readings for, like, hey, can we get our own channel? Specifically, Morgan, you know who you are. I worked with him every week, and every single time I worked with him, he's like, when you starting that channel, when you starting that channel. So shout out to the Leos, which is actually crazy because all of my life I attracted Leos, whether they were Leo women as friends or Leo men as romantic partners. My sister's a Leo, my grandma's a Leo. I've been surrounded by Leos for like all of my life. So I knew that that was a thing for me before I even started YouTube. So when it happened, it just kind of wasn't that surprising. But I do have a Leo moon and Mars, both in the fifth house. Andrew has a Leo sun and Leo Mercury. So we both have two placements in Leo, which is pretty cool. So I want to give like what people think of the stereotype of Leo and like what I've learned from them specifically. So the biggest stereotype with Leos is that they like attention. And that could be true for some people, but I personally feel like Leos just get attention. And as an outsider point of view, it's looked at as like you like attention. But I
Hmm.
just feel like Leo people just get more attention or stand out more just because of their energy alone, opposed to, oh, all Leos like attention. Because actually, I feel like a lot of Leos that I've met kind of don't like attention.
I hate attention. Like, it's not that I hate it. Hate's a really strong word, but I would say that I am not somebody who's like looking for or asking for attention. But I do feel like I get more attention than I would like. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I would agree with that statement for sure.
Yeah. After like looking into their energy so long, and, there are certain cards in the tarot, there are certain oracle cards that show me, like, oh, you're gonna. So after looking into Leo's energy collectively, like, whenever they do get a card that shows, like, they're gonna get attention or the spotlight will be on them, a lot of the times when I clarify it, it's really always met with some type of stressful energy. So I learned through reading for Leos, I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, they might enjoy the recognition and reassurance. And maybe for some Leos, that is like your love language, reassurance, words of affirmation. But whenever I like see it come through in like a really big way, it's always connected to some type of like overthinking or stress. So I feel like debunking the myth that Leos like attention in this podcast episode is really important for me because I feel like when I get cross watchers on those channels, it's like this, that, and the other. Oh, my Leo's too friendly, or this, that, and the other. And it's just probably people are gravitating to them to speak to them. And sometimes it could feel uncomfortable for people around them.
I feel like I do, like, I don't know if I've talked about this here before, but like, for example, I walk to the gym and I pass this coffee shop and there's these two old men that sit in the window and they say hi to me every morning through the window. And I feel like I'm constantly getting attention in that way, like friendly attention. And I don't know what it is. So you think it's like the energy thing?
I personally feel like it's the energy of the sun being Leo's ruler.
I
I
see.
tried to say this as much as I possibly can remember, but like I have a Leo channel and I don't want to feel like I'm repeating myself all the time, but like new people subscribe all the time. So I don't want to like leave certain things out. And I feel like it's
Mm,
really important for Leo people to understand the planets as a whole, as a
mm,
solar system. The sun is ahead of all the other planets. So all the other planets follow the sun. So
mm.
I just feel like it's the aura and magnetization of being the ruler of the sun.
I
So
see.
it just comes with it.
That makes sense. What is special or unique about Leo season in general?
So because we are all like amplified by the sun, you know, the sun
Hmm.
doesn't just belong to Leo. The sun
Right.
is something that we can see all the time, everywhere. Vitamin D, stuff like that. It actually like fuels you, gives you things. So when the sun or any planet actually is in its home sign, like
Hmm.
when, for example, when Jupiter is in Sagittarius, there could be a collective energy of luck and good
Mm.
vibes.
I see.
So when the sun is in Leo, that's going to give the collective some type of energetic boost. So you
Got
either
it.
may be a little bit more like when I first got on and I was just done with the gym, Andrew's like, "Oh my gosh, you got a lot of energy." And I'm like, "Yeah, Leo
Yeah.
season's coming and I just left the gym."
Yeah, that's great.
So like as somebody, I don't even have it in my sun sign. I have it in my chart and I can feel the movement. I can
Hmm.
feel it coming through. So I just feel like collectively it's going to give people a boost of energy. I mean, if you want it, if you can have it. I honestly don't know what's going on right here. I don't know if there's like a freaking spirit that's like trying to get into this thing, but like I'm so sorry. I don't know what the heck that is.
I don't know.
But
That's okay.
yeah,
Big deal.
it's this has never happened before.
Yeah, that's really weird.
So,
That's okay.
hello. Can you chill? Thank you. Because it's only supposed to show the beings that are in the frame. Please stop. Okay. Anyways, so okay, Leo's planets, energy for the collective.
Mm,
So it's going to give people a boost, but you know, free will is still a thing. You could
mm,
feel a boost of energy and use it towards your bad habit. You know, like it's not like it's going to change people's lives when it's Leo season, but it's going to give you an energetic boost just through the collective in general. A lot of times people go on vacation in August. It feels good to be in the Leo sun. You know, it feels good to be in the sun when it's Leo season because it's at home there. So way even the collective, you can tell people. I mean, yeah, people go on vacations all times of the year, but a
mm.
lot of times it's August. And it's not just because it's summer, but it's because of that sun energy. It's literally calling out to us. It's like, be outside, come outside, sit in the sun. Like the Leo sun is literally going to feel like a magnet. You might not even know why you want to go take a walk on August 1st, but you go take a walk.
Hmm.
So I feel like being in the sun during Leo season is very important to get the fuel of the energy itself. So whether you're out there, you're going for a walk, or you're like getting a suntan on, or whatever the case may be, maybe doing some gardening outside, it's really going to be beneficial for you to use that energy. And that's the only time of the year, I guess you could say Cancer season can also give you the moon, but it's really the only time during the year. Well, no, they're both at the same time of the year. So during Cancer season and Leo season, that's your only time to work directly with the planets that you can see and you can feel on that level of I know you're real and I know you're there
Hmm.
because you can't run away from the sun and you can't run
Right.
away from the moon. I don't know if you ever heard of the term chasing the sun. There's actually a song. It's called Chasing the Sun by, I can't think of who the name is, but in a metaphoric level, that's what happens to Leo people. You almost feel like people are like, I don't want to say chasing you, but are being gravitated towards you. And that's literally just the sun. Are you looking it up?
Yeah, if this is the right one, it says it's by The Wanted. Does that
Yes.
sound correct? Okay.
Yeah. So I personally feel like there is just a big energy with Leo season. There's a big
Mhm.
energy with Leos as a whole. And a lot of the times as well, with August being mostly for most of the world, I guess, right? Depending where you're at, you're off from school. If you're a teacher or a child or somebody who goes to school, and Leo is going to give you not only the amplification of energy, but it's also going to try to connect to your inner child.
Interesting.
Yes. So Leos are ruled by the fifth house. That's
Mhm.
creativity, that's inner child energy, that's performance energy, that's creation, movement. Fifth house, like I have a lot, like my Leo placements are in the fifth house. So it's at home in their placements. Like I love to dance. I love to like move around my body and like stuff like that. And those types of things are like inner child things. So I definitely feel like there could be an amplification on just reconnecting to the youthful spirit that lives inside of us all. And a lot of the times, people can get a really nice glow up from Leo season. If you want to glow up, now's your time because you can use the
That's good to
sun.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, you can use the sun and you use the youthful spirit. When you're young from the inside, it shows on the outside. So, Leo season is one of your best times of the year to receive some type of glow up because it's
Mhm.
favoring that energy.
So, what does that mean? What does it mean that Leo, or sorry, Mercury is in retrograde in Leo during Leo season?
Mercury in retrograde in Leo during Leo season. So we did a Mercury retrograde episode already. So we
Hmm.
know when Mercury is retrograde, it's asking you to review
Hmm.
your communication styles, review what you've been doing and stuff like that. So when it is in Leo going backwards, it's kind of more or less in a position of it's still going to rule some communication, but I feel like it's going to rule over passionate communication.
Hmm.
So,
Like relationships, maybe not romantic per se, but
right, like what type of energy do you bring to conversations? Are you an
hmm,
uplifter or are you a Debbie Downer? So,
got it.
Mercury and Leo is going to get you to reflect on that. Like, am I uplifting people when I talk to
Hmm.
them or am I just feeding their misery? So,
Hmm.
there could be a little bit of reflection on that where, and it's also to yourself, to your inner child. How do you talk
Hmm.
to yourself? Are you nice to yourself? Are you super critical? Because that's also the energy that is going to be in your energy. So I personally feel like a Mercury retrograde in Leo during Leo season is not only honing in on how you connect to yourself on a deep level of inner child, but also how you connect to other people. And sometimes some people may even have like a reflection moment on their communication where they're like, wow, I actually sound really moody when I talk to people, or I actually sound really rude when I talk to people, or I actually sound really uninterested when I talk to people. So there could be like a very big reflection on tonality of voice around this time.
Okay. How does that, we were talking before we started recording about it being a good time to like put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where like we did the Mercury retrograde episode and I really tried to hone in on you guys understanding not to be scared of retrogrades or anything like that. And,
Mm-hmm.
because before we knew anything about astrology, we were just doing things, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now when you start to understand things, you don't want to have knowledge and then throw fear with the wisdom. You just want to have the wisdom. So I feel like in terms of using Leo season to your advantage and putting yourself out there is going to be really important to show your heart. Show people your heart. Show people that you're vulnerable. Show people that you're emotional. Show people that you care. Show people that it's not just about you, but it's about how you feel about other things. And there is a really strong amplification of when you lead with the heart and when you lead with vulnerability and putting yourself out there, the spotlight will find you. You will be noticed. You will find your audience. You will find your people, your subscribers, your followers, whoever. And Leo season is the best time to do it. It's good for the glow up and it's good to be noticed.
That's great. That's really good. And then also during Leo season is the 8-8 portal. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so the 8-8 portal, quote unquote, Lion's Gate portal, it definitely stemmed from like ancient times. And I want to say this is where I'm a little bit iffy about like people saying things about spirituality and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So if our ancestors back in the day had no calendar, then how was there an 8-8 portal? You know? So, yes, numerology is a thing. It's important. It's, things of the universe and stuff like that. But I personally feel like it is the stars. So, in the ethers and the ethers of the stars, there is actually an alignment to the constellation of Leo
Mhm.
around that time. So that's what creates a Lion's Gate portal. I've got to see what constellation. I know it's a Leo constellation, but it's a very specific star that it connects to that I'm going to figure out right now.
So that Lionsgate is, as I understand it, a time to open up like new manifestations of what you want for the next year, essentially. Is that
Yes.
accurate?
So this is indicating, yes, it's the alignment to the sun, the star
Mhm.
Sirius. Y'all know I don't pronounce things right, and Earth. Specifically during the period when the sun is in Leo, this alignment creates a surge of energy, often associated with spiritual awakenings, this, that, and the other. Yes, it's a serious alignment. That's what it is. I'm like, it's not just because it's 8-8. I know there's
Mhm.
actually like something happening in the sky around that time, which creates it being a Lion's Gate portal. And that's what it is. It is connected to the brightest star in the sky, Sirius. Sirius. I'm probably saying that wrong. And that's where the ancient Egyptian connection comes through. Where Sirius was deeply revered in the ancient Egypt, where it was linked to the goddess Isis and symbolized rebirth and the flooding of the Nile, crucial for agriculture. Jeez. Yeah, I'm like, wait, I know it's something, but it's not just about being on August 8th. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I think for lack of a better word here, I think we use the date of 8/8 as like, what is it, the numerology symbolism behind it. But I would say it's probably like the whole week, right? Like, would that be fair to say?
Well, that absolutely, because if planetary alignments have like the 3 day before and the three
Mhm.
day after, that's 6 days. So it's basically a
Mhm.
week. So yeah, no, I definitely feel that 100%. I feel like it's around that time specifically. And society, we have calendars, we have numbers now, and the 8-8 is just considered the portal because of that. And it has
Yeah.
nothing to do, I mean, yeah, it happens during Leo season and this, that, and the other, but like Leo doesn't technically has their only connection to 8 it has is the strength card in the tarot is number 8. And it has like the infinity symbol on top of the lady who's holding the lion. But technically, 8 is Scorpio, eighth house, like those types of things, which is
Hmm.
why I like that that short description indicated the goddess Isis on rebirth, because that makes sense because 8 holds the number of infinity, rebirth, movement. So, yeah. I feel like it is really important to use the energy of the 8-8 Lionsgate portal because it is one of the most auspicious times in the sky, and if we were ancient beings and we had no calendar, we would look at that and be like, oh my God, it's an important moment because this doesn't happen in our
Yeah.
view.
So that carries over. I think too, like while we're on the topic of the 8/8 portal, something that I've learned from doing rituals, I think it's best to go with your gut instincts. Like if it's, for example, the 8/8 Lions portal and you're like busy and exhausted, you should probably sleep and get rested and then do your manifestations the next day. Like don't try
Right.
to like force it in into your schedule if it doesn't feel well.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why I bring up the fact that we didn't have calendars before.
Yeah.
So I like that you said that because I feel like that does happen to people. They stress out like when, oh my gosh, I missed the important portal. Like that's it. My
Hmm.
life is over. It's like, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
You
Like
can
you're not
still
you're not gonna miss
create.
it. Yeah,
Right. You could still
absolutely.
create, you could still manifest, you could still have the things that you want to have. And that's why I feel like it's such a strong time because the sun is at home. And if we
Hmm.
didn't have the sun, we would be dark. We'd have
Yeah.
no light. We'd have the moonlight at night, but there would be nothing else. So it's very important. The sun is very, very important.
And so after Leo season, we have Virgo season, right? What's that transition? Because we did it in our podcast episode about the planets, or sorry, the months.
Right.
What's the transition from Leo to Virgo? Was Virgo's like the humanity? Am I wrong or right? Yeah.
Yeah, Virgo is ruled by the maiden, which is
Hmm.
technically like considered the virgin and
Hmm.
whatever they talk about. But yeah, it's a person. Virgo's ruled
Okay.
by an individual, a human. Yeah. So that's where you take all the things that you have uplifted in Leo season, your glow up, and then you carry it to Virgo season. So, for example, say part of your glow up is to eat healthier and to take care of, I don't know, when you think of glow up, you think of taking care of yourself and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And that's exactly what Virgo asks you to do in routine form. So it's like Leo season is like the start of like new energy, and Virgo season says, okay, how are you going to take this new energy and put it to your body, put it into your routine? How are you going to continue digesting what you have created and stuff like that? And it's almost like going from inner child to parent
Hmm.
at the same time.
That's so interesting because so it's like Leo season is the growth, and it's like this is where I'm climbing the mountain. Okay, we're at the mountain peak. How do I integrate this feeling of peaking into my life in a sustainable way?
Yes, exactly. You hit the nail on the head because Virgo rules the sixth house of diet, routine. So that's what it is. Like you've grown, you've connected to the inner child. And like not to say like you can't have a youthful spirit or be inner child like all the time, but like you got to have some type of structure. And that's what Virgo is asking you to do. It's like, okay, we figured out a way to find our spark again. We
Hmm.
figured out a way to feel good again. Now, how are we going to create consistency with this feeling? And Virgo asks for that consistency. It asks for the schedule, it asks for the routine, and it asks for the continuation of it. And that's why, like, a lot of time people get ready and they get their summer bodies. And then Virgo season comes. And if it wasn't actually in your routine in a disciplined way, the
It's
winter
gone.
season brings you down. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's important to keep in mind during Leo season, whatever you're building, shooting for, that you're working on ways to put it and integrate it into your daily routine.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
That's good. That's amazing.
And it's all so simple, like I feel like on this podcast, like, yeah, we're talking about like random things that like maybe other people don't have like episodes or talking about and these things like that. But it's very simple things.
Hmm.
And I feel like society complicates so much for us that when you receive an answer that seems too simple, it seems like it's not real. It's like, well, if that was the answer, then it wouldn't have been this hard. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, have you done the simple thing? So I
Yeah.
feel like that's also a really big thing. And last but not least, the most important thing in Leo season, and I feel like just in life in general, which Leo teaches people, is to rule and lead with your heart. Leo rules the heart. And it's interesting because out of which our next episode is going to be about the seven chakras. So we're going to go over that, which is a great transitioning moment. Oh my gosh, look at us go. Okay. So Leo rules the heart, right? Leo doesn't only get the highest planet, the most favorable planet of the sun, but it actually gets the most favorable chakra in the body, the heart. The heart is
Interesting.
also, yeah, right?
That's
The
so
heart is
interesting.
also our strongest center of our body.
Mhm.
So basically, when you lead with the heart, you remove the ego. You
Mhm.
cry whenever you feel the need to cry, whether it's sad tears, happy tears. When you are in alignment with your heart, you're going to find a lot of things just like randomly come to you. But then you're also going to find some difficulties in it where when you have a heart opened energy and you're leading with it throughout life, the people that don't, you are going to be repelled from you. It's almost like an opposite magnet or
Mhm.
whatever, or this whatever magnets repel.
Yeah, I've experienced this, and not to like toot my own horn, but I really do try to. I mean, you know me well enough. I do try to
Mhm.
be like as heart-centered as possible,
Right.
and it's so clear when I'm in friendships or in rooms or like around people or like relationships when once I start like really embodying that, immediately they're like, yeah, no, this like this the energy's off almost immediately, and
Right.
it sucks. It's tough, but yeah, it's important to do. Very, very important.
Well, that's where I feel like for everyone to understand, not only just Leos, like when you
Hmm.
lead with your heart, it's gonna repel the people who have a closed heart. And you're gonna think
Hmm.
something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
You're gonna think that you did something wrong. You're gonna think that you're not right. You're gonna think that you're being too emotional or you're being too loving or you're being too open and expressive. But it's because the heart is doing its job. It's
Hmm.
actually like, trust me, you don't want that energy. We will find somebody or the right people on your path to lead to it. So that's where I'm going to get to my random example that is in the vibration of what's going on right now or just has recently gone on. I'm a Love Island watcher. It's, if you don't know, it's a competition love reality show. They put everybody on an island. You have to find a match and America votes for their favorite, right? So, when I was watching, there was this girl on the show and there was about, I would think, five guys in general, but three of them really like went at her. Oh, you're too much, you're too loving, like you need to pump the brakes, you have too much energy. Just basically just putting this girl down for who she was. Oh, you're too emotional, like you cry too much and all of this stuff. And this girl literally said, and at one point I felt some type of way for her because she actually indicated like halfway through like her first episode on there, she's like, okay, I got to put duct tape over my mouth because I don't want to say. And I was like, oh no, girl, don't do that. You're supposed to be like that. Like, don't make these people not be yourself. Anyway, long story short, she has gone upon this season and all of these people putting her down in all of these different ways. And she's just like, it's not my fault. Like, I'm a sensitive gangster. Like, it's not my fault. Like, I'm emotional. It's not my fault. Like, I feel things. And me watching this and knowing energy work, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. Like, they're putting this girl down just because she's leading with her heart. Anyways, continuing on, five different people didn't work out for her. Five different people. Normally, you don't make it that far on that show, having
Hmm.
gone through five different, let's see if we can have collaboration. But the audience, us, fell in love with her because we saw ourselves in her. So America made sure she stayed on the show. But the whole people on the show tried to get her kicked off. They wanted her gone. They wanted her to go home. She didn't get kicked off. We made sure she was secured. It ended up being that all those people that bullied her did not make it to the final four. Were all kicked off. They all went with their ego, and that's exactly what happened. And this girl ended up winning the show. And not only did she win the show, but she has Poppy, the drinks, wanting to make an Amaya papaya drink for her. She has Tarte Cosmetics wanting them to make a papaya lip gloss. Fenty Beauty, Rihanna wrote to her saying, hey, when you get out of the villa, like contact us. So she did not only win and found love, found somebody who would like her for who she is. She won 50K and all of these brands, all of these celebrities want to work with her, all because she
Dang,
led
that's
with her
amazing.
heart.
Yeah, that's good. I've never watched it, so I don't have any any
Yeah,
commentary on
no,
that.
I figured you didn't, but I just thought it was such a good representation of how the wrong people will try to bring you down. But if you stay
Hmm.
true to yourself, you really could have the win. You really could be successful. You really could make it. You really could find love. And think about this girl's process. You're only on that show for 5 weeks. She went through five different people who didn't like her. So she went
Hmm.
through it fast, you know? It
Yeah.
was like,
Hmm.
and she still stayed true to who she was. She cried like every single episode. People felt so bad for her. And it was just like amazing to see how much love she got from America and how much America saw like, actually, we don't want anybody else to win. So leading with your heart, maybe it ain't going to work out with the first 25 people or the first 35 jobs. You may be too much for these people. You may be too much for these friends, but you will find your people. So you do feel like leading with your heart is doing the same thing that happened basically to that girl,
Oh,
where it's
yeah,
repelling people.
absolutely. I think in my experience, leading with your heart repels the people like we were talking about earlier, like repels the people that really aren't supporting you or like part of your tribe. And I think the two sides of that for me is like, one, what have I done to like get these people in my circle? Like, what did I do to like maybe it's because I'm magnetic or like the converse. I don't know. Who knows? And I think the other side of that is like, okay, good. I know, like, at the end of the day, I know that I led with my heart and that there's no, like, I have no regrets with any of that, zero. And I think in other versions of myself earlier in life, when I didn't do that, I would end that relationship or friendship or whatever, be like, dang, I wish I would have done X, Y, Z. Like, I don't have that. Like, that just doesn't exist in my life anymore because I know that I just put it all out there. So yeah,
I
I
love
think it's
that.
so important. Yeah.
That makes so much sense because when you lead with your heart, there's really nothing to lose and there's nothing to
Hmm.
regret because you did give it your all. When you
Yeah.
lead with the ego and something ends or something changes, you will have that double thought
Hmm.
eventually. Maybe it happens a week later, maybe it happens a year later, maybe it happens 17 years later. But the
Yeah.
ego will always come back to bite you. And I feel like that's important for Leo people to know and everyone to know.
Yeah. And you feel if you do that, it sucks and it's vulnerable and it's not fun, but you feel light. At least I feel lighter. Like I said, I don't have the regret. I'm not carrying these burdens that aren't mine anymore. So it's it's the harder option for sure, but in the long run, I think it's better.
Absolutely. So lead with your heart, everybody. And maybe it
Thank
feels
y'all.
hard or difficult at first, but the goodness will come to you.
Yeah, it'll come to you quick and fast, hopefully.
Right. Well, thank
Yeah.
you all for being here and for watching. Leos, love y'all so, so very much if you're here because I know I'm going to post this everywhere on my Leo channel because at least y'all got your own podcast episode. And we'll see you next time for the 7 chakras, which is going to be super interesting, especially for my people on here or our people on here
Mhm.
that are interested in how to work with your own energy of the body. That'll be very good to go over.
Very excited for that. Thank everybody for listening. Drop your comments for your Leo birthdays down below, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.